War has broken out between the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance. Both factions are now mobilizing their forces and sending them to the front lines. Our filming team is at the scene, providing us with images from the battle as it unfolds. We are focusing on the northern front, where we can find Thorrork, commander of the Garen division from the Blue Alliance, battling against Professor 15, commander of Aatrox division of the Red Alliance. Both of them are decent commanders with much combat experience, and both have the task to break the other, as the northern front is crucial to winning the war. Battle commences as both armies send their men forward to attack the hostile fortifications. The attackers meet each other in the middle of no man's land, and fierce fighting can be seen. The Garen division and Aatrox division skillfully moves across the battlefield, wiping out enemy companies. The divisions make contact and exchange blows. The Garen division suffers the largest casualties. Close to the Blue Army's outer northern fortification, the Aatrox division managed to inflict massive casualties to the Garen division. The Garen division recovers, but gets caught by Aatrox division in no man's land. They fight the so far bloodiest battle seen on the northern front. Both divisions are nearly wiped out. Following this battle, the Garen division is temporarily pulled out from the front. They make it back to the rear to reorganize and replenish their numbers. At the same time, the Aatrox division, though low on men, is still on the front lines, pushing the entire front towards the Blue Army's fortifications. The Garen division is quickly recalled to the front lines and now has the advantage in strength compared to the Red Army forces in the area. The Aatrox division is forced to also pull back, but has to complete its reorganization very quickly, as the Garen division is now easily overwhelming the Red Army and pushing it back to their fortification. As soon as they are redeployed, the Aatrox division goes on the offensive in an attempt to regain the initiative from the Blue Army. The Garen division managed to stop the Red Army's furious advance, but suffer massive casualties in a series of contacts, once again nearly wiping out the entire division. The Garen division will now be forced to defend and hope that the Blue Army's outer northern fortifications can survive the pressure put upon it by the Red Army. The Red Army is very pleased with the recent activities in the northern front and speculates that the Blue Army will not be able to go back on the offensive for enough time to redeploy the Aatrox division on the central front and force a decisive battle in the area. But the Red Army's plan backfires, and the Blue Army avoids battle in the central front and immediately goes back on the offensive in the northern front, damaging the Red Army's outer northern fortifications. When the Aatrox division returns to the northern front, they are ambushed by the Garen division as they try to go back on the offensive. This results in the first major victory for the Blue Army in the sector. But the Aatrox division reorganizes and seizes the initiative shortly after. The Red Army reinforced the northern front with the Kane division, the Red Army's best performing MP unit. The Kane division brings with them a secret new prototype, a weapon with devastating power, now unleashed on the Blue Army's defensives. The Blue Army fights to the last, but are overwhelmed by the superiority of the Red Army's attacks. Hearing reports about the devastation this prototype is capable of, the Blue Army orders the Garen division to destroy it at any cost before it has a chance to hit the next defensive line. This is exactly what the Red Army expected, and they try to force a decisive battle which would give them a chance to destroy the next line of Blue Army defensives. Following the defeat at the outer fortifications, the Blue Army responds by sending the Caitlyn division to reinforce the front and terminating the Red Army's advance into Blue territory. But the Aatrox division quickly returns, and the Red Army reassumes its offensive on the northern front. The Blue Army, now hard pressed in the north, is forced to relocate forces from the southern front and force a major battle which the Red Army forces in the area is ill fit to counter. The Aatrox division suffers terrible casualties against the Garen and Janna division and tries to fall back. It looks like it may succeed, but the Caitlyn division makes sure that this time there will be no escape for the Aatrox division. With the annihilation of the Aatrox division, The Red Army now finds itself unable to challenge the Blue Army on the northern front. The Blue Army quickly seized the moment and crushed the Red Army's outer northern fortifications. After this victory, the Blue Army seeks to mass most of their forces in the central front, but gets caught in a battle before they are ready. The Blue Army is forced to retreat and leave the Jana Division behind, which is low on men and equipment. It is expected that the Jana Division will soon be entirely wiped out, but it manages to push back the enemy forces trying to encircle it. The Blue Army concentrates all of its major units in the central front and mounts an offensive which crushes the Red Army's outer central fortifications before the Red Army has time to react. The Red Army units in the sector tries their best to inflict enough casualties on the attacking force to save the inner central defensive line. This very briefly succeeds, but the Blue Army quickly rallies and resumes the attacks. Even though the Red Army is outnumbered, the Red Army units has orders to hold at any cost, which the soldiers and their commanders honor, even though this presents the risk of a total collapse of the central front. All Red Army units hold their ground and quickly come under heavy attacks from the Blue Army. The Red Army fights bravely, but suffers gigantic casualties and is unable to hold the inner central defensive line. Some units manage to retreat before they get encircled by the Blue Army, and this is enough to deter the Blue Army from attacking the Red Army's central heartland fortifications. News has been circulating in both the Blue and the Red Army about a powerful weapon guarded by a strong militia force. Now that the Red Army has been beaten and pushed back, the Blue Army considers the time right for liberating these powerful weapons. This operation is successful, and the powerful weapons are now in the hands of the Blue Army forces. The Blue Army starts pressuring the Red Army's southern heartland fortifications, with the now even greater power differences between the Red and the Blue Army. But the Red Army is determined to win the next major battle, and prove that it is still to be feared on the battlefield. Battle commences as the Serath and Cain Division make contact with elements of the Jana Division, and the rest of the major units of the Blue Army are quick to arrive. The fighting is fierce, and both armies suffer terrible losses. At one point, the entire Blue Army line collapses, and the Red Army attempts hitting the vulnerable rear units of the Blue Army. A counterattack by the Garan Division pushes the Red Army back slightly and gives the 6th Division enough time to rally. The Garan Division is nearly wiped out when it retreats, but as the Red Army terminates their pursuit, the Aatrox Division either fails to receive the order or decides to pursue regardless. This results in the annihilation of the Aatrox Division. Both armies are forced to wait reinforcements, and when they arrive, the Blue Army attempts a breakthrough in the central front. The Red Army's central heartland fortifications nearly falls after the first major assault on it by the Blue Army. This lowers the morale of the entire Red Army, and it abandons the fortifications, which shortly after falls to the next Blue assault. After a brief battle with small elements of the Red Army, the central Red Research Facility falls to the Blue Army. The Red Army is getting desperate and launches a counterattack with all remaining major units. Most Blue Army units suffer very light losses, but the attack does result in the retreat of the Blue Army at the cost of the Cain Division, which gets encircled and crushed by the Blues. As the Blue Army reorganizes, the Garan Division stays behind to set up a trap for the Cain Division. The Cain Division is ambushed, but a large portion of the Red Army shows up, and the Garan Division is forced to retreat as fast as possible. Major units of the Blue Army quickly arrive to the scene and a major battle is fought. An entire Blue unit is wiped out, but the Blue Army mounts an offensive once the Red Army retreats. The Blue Army offensive splits up. One part keeps the Red Army units occupied at their capital fortifications, while the other pressures the southern front and brings the line with them for a two-front attack on the enemy capital. The offensive at first encounters very little resistance, but as the southern part of the capital defensives fall, two Red Army divisions mount a desperate counterattack which fails to stop the now overwhelming Blue offensive. The remaining Red Army gives their best, but it doesn't take long until the northern part of the Red capital defensives fall. One last counterattack by the Red Army is repelled, as fighting can be heard in the streets of the Red capital. After 39 months of fighting, the Red Alliance surrenders. The war is over. Once more, there is peace.